packets there is some stuff that he did send us, and he will be going over with us.
Thank you, Charlie. Have we have to go?
Sure.
And I encourage you to stop me anywhere along the line there to, if you have any questions, because I prefer to discuss this and to share what I've learned from others and questions. Again, I'm Kurt Seastrom, and I work for Geronimo Energy. We're you know, that cold is, so bear with me here. We are a local, meaning state of Minnesota, Minneapolis, St. Paul, based, but only one of all the solar developers that is so. And we're a developer of community solar gardens. The key word here being community, because these are not something that has to be on top of a roof. It wouldn't be on top of a roof, a backyard, within a city necessarily. And I'll go over all that, where the parameters would be in order for you to become a subscriber to this program. That's the intent is right now, is for me to ask you and other cities, other counties mainly, because it's a public program that has been approved by the state legislature, the Public Utilities Commission, and Xcel Energy. Those are all the, I use the word entities a lot, that have approved this program to allow the state of Minnesota, at least part of it, to go more green. Okay? And save you money both. That's the key. Our intent at Geronimo is to make the program real simple to understand and to implement from our side. And the bottom line is, you cut right to the chase, is what it's going to save you. It's going to save you 1 cent per kilowatt hour, which is about 10 cents off your, or 10% off of your bill on the average. If Xcel is charging 10 cents now per kilowatt, we're a flat 1 cent off of that every month, all the time, regardless of where rates go, up, down, sideways. We are also not asking for any type of investment to build or maintain the gardens. That's our responsibility, and thus no risk to you. Well, a key element here of our company too is that we have, I'll use the term partnered with Berkshire Hathaway. That is our financing partner and the owner and builder of the gardens around. That's Warren Buffett's company out of Omaha. That's a huge, huge company. And so if you ever want to look at it, is someone going to go under in this, or is someone going to have a problem? I'm pretty sure Berkshire Hathaway is going to be around before all of us are. The program, you might say, it seems too good to be true. So what's the deal? We get that a lot. It isn't government approved, and thus Xcel Energy has, I don't want to say reluctantly, but it's come into it to say, we do want to help, we do want to go green. We won't be charging quite as much, but they get rebates then from the state and the federal government as well. Otherwise, they're trying to make them whole. And again, these programs will not be available to everyone because of the pure magnitude of the number of gardens that are going to be available. The gardens that will be built are going to be in conjunction with our land department as they go out and talk to farmers and land users, that we would lease land on their approval, pay them, put them in a very keen place so it's not an eyesore, maintain them, change the solar gardens so that, because we want as many people in those, because we make money off this program as well, you can imagine, so we want those gardens to be running efficiently. If the solar panels are damaged by wind or tornado, we need to replace those, and we will, and that's our expense, and we also guarantee you with your savings while the garden is down. So any type of agreement that we share with you, which you've seen, I think, a rough draft, that agreement is as much to protect you as it is us. And I'm trying to think here, help me with anything that maybe wasn't covered. We had a nice discussion a while back on the program, and I'd like to just cover the highlights. But again, if you have any questions about how it works, maybe one thing would be the gardens that will be in the area. The rules say that an entity, meaning the city of Eden Valley, would need to draw energy from a garden that's in the same county or an adjacent county. And we're going to have gardens in this area starting again this year, about 10 of them in the area, anywhere from 1 to 5 megawatts, which is 1 million watts. And what happens then is that energy goes right to the grid, Xcel Energy's grid, so they wouldn't have to then use as much coal out of Becker. It saves them, it's green, saves them money, but then they pay, or they charge you and you less to do that. but we make it right by our billing process to make sure that at the bottom line, at the end of the year, you save the penny a kilowatt hour off. It's kind of behind the scenes, what happens.
When you say the "you," is that every resident of the city, or is that just the city, or who is the "you" that gets this savings?
Okay, right, we are only targeting, our company is only targeting non-resident, residential. So our management said call on cities and counties, hospitals, schools, even though they can't sign past 15 years, because this does require a 25-year commitment. But there are ways to change that. I'll come right back to that, okay, to modify that. And then, in time, once we get our first set of gardens that are built and filled with a minimum of 7 or 8 entities, then we'll start another phase, and that would mean then possibly first of all, employees of a company or a city which can take advantage of this under that umbrella agreement. And then after that, residents as well. One of our customers is Anderson Windows in Washington County, and that's what they're proposing to do, is start off with them first, the Anderson Windows, and they have a huge load. We can't even take all their energy because you're only allowed to take up to 40% of a garden. And that's where we work with you on that. That's not your concern. Okay.
Okay, Kurt, now, the way I understood it, it's all the electricity we use in the government buildings here, and the streetlights, the power plant, the sewer plant, shop, all of that,
Anything
correct?
that you get a bill from Xcel Energy for just electricity, not gas, that entitles you to be part of this program, to be a subscriber. We did some numbers and some savings with MODA. We did a rough estimate that you have in front of you, and we think that would be conservative to some degree, because we might not have everything in there. But if you did move forward with this program, we would make sure and double check everything, all the addresses, all the premises, as they say. Because again, we want as many as possible. We don't want to say, well, you can't do that. No, we want you to. Even if you're partnered with another company, the bill comes to you or a partner, we want to make sure we get that onto this program and take as much electricity as possible.
So the only catch on this is the term of the contract.
That's exactly right. There's one thing, and that's why a smaller company, as I drive up 55 here, and I might see a company, a piecemeal company or something like that. Chances are, they might say, Mom and Dad might be selling in the next 10, 15 years, okay? And we can't do that. Whereas a city or a county or a hospital, a school, and the rules are going to change for schools, that they can sign beyond 15 or we're going to addend it. But there are ways to get around that too, such as if the company did sell, the company coming into that building can take advantage and absorb that contract. Why wouldn't they? Because it's free money. Or they could take it with them if they moved to another location. Okay? And then we would also help you find someone if you so-called wanted to get out of the contract for whatever reason. I wouldn't think that a municipality would need to, because you're going to be around, we know, longer than that. So, but that's about, again, the only thing that would be a stumbling block for some companies. They'll say, I'd like to, but we can't do it that long. I'm sorry. And then in time there might be addendums, but that's a public utilities and a state government rule, not us. Because they want everybody to be on us and them, excuse me, Mayor, so no one runs.
Yeah, so can you kind of go and take a couple minutes and go over, how this is like no investment that the city would need to do to get involved with this program?
Sure. And the reason why that question comes up perhaps is because there were other companies, our competitors, shall we say, other developers of solar gardens came in here from outside the state of Minnesota, perhaps Colorado, California, the East Coast, and they needed help to build the gardens. And so they wanted minimums of usage, and they wanted upfront monies to help allow you to participate in the program. And we saw that, and we've done similar programs down in the southwest part of the state. So if you Google GeronimoEnergy.com, you'll see that we have a lot of wind turbines that are down in that area. So there's some experience there. We said, what can we do to make this easy, simple to understand, and risk-free? Because people are not going to invest in it because it's so new. This relatively is new. You see a lot in the newspaper, I'll come back to that, and on TV, the Attorney General even came out and said, this is confusing. And that doesn't necessarily apply to us in our program. But again, there's no money that you have to put into the program to build a garden. That's our responsibility. In fact, you wouldn't even necessarily have any say unless something was in your city limits and you wanted, and we would come to you and our land group would be involved with you. let's see, so it's the commitment, there's no minimums, so if your usage went up or down or sideways, doesn't make any difference, you're not on the hook for, say, you said you're gonna use so much, no. If you use less because you installed more efficient systems, then we would allow us to put other people in that garden as well, okay? But there were companies that were asking for investments to help build the garden, that is not the case, nor maintain them. As I mentioned before, that's a very key element, is that there is some maintenance here, and you will see that some cities do a joint venture, they have something on the roof or whatever, and they say the payback is, we're right away, they put some money down on it, right? And that's not the case, you can have immediate savings starting month one, when this kicks on. Right away, free money. And it was confusing because of, unfortunately, some companies that came in here before, when I make the round, they'll say, either A, we don't want to have a garden within our city limits or even county, and B, we don't want to put any investment into this program. And I said, and neither one of them is a part of our program, not for John or Energy.
Brent, how much would we save the first year?
Well, if I look at what Kurt put out here, just our first year savings, anticipated, estimated, I should say, is $3,358. That first year. And then I like how you put, like, over the term of the contract here, you've got 25-year savings of $79,100.
And that also takes into account degradation of some of the solar panels too. So not assuming that on day one, in 25 years, the solar panels are all going to be running exactly the same. But we do swap them out, and we do take that into account in our analysis. So that document, if you haven't had a chance, it's a good summary of what I just mentioned here on page 1. And then page 2 talks about all the different gardens that we will have available to you, and what percentage of your energy will be going out of those gardens so that we can spread the wealth, shall we say. And the rules also say that no entity can take more than 40% of a garden, which I think I mentioned, so that you can't hog, so you can't get a real big user, a golden pump or something like St. Cloud or Painesville, come in and take the whole garden. That isn't the way the program is intended to be.
And that number's based on how many gardens?
No, the number you have is based on your kilowatt usage that I got from Mona. It has a kilowatt usage there. Okay, right? You're talking about the dollar savings?
Yeah.
Yep. So based on what Mona gave a rough estimate on all the electrical usage within the city of Eden Valley, light towers, lift stations, everything, did the math, and it comes out to be 0.01 is what it does. But then further, that grid down below says where your energy would be coming from, hypothetically, as it goes to the grid. Okay, what percentages? And it's a discussion topic mainly, and that's something that we use an algorithm for. That's not a concern of yours, because bottom line is you're saying you're subscribing to so many kilowatts, and
Okay, let me rephrase
sure,
the
I
question.
didn't hear it right.
How many solar panels is in a garden that would get us to these numbers that you're talking about?
Well, a garden, technically, for us, the way we build them, is 1 megawatt, 1 million watts in a group of solar panels. I can't say how many.
How big is that group?
It's 5 acres, but I don't know how many exact panels. I think it depends on the land and everything.
5 acres.
5 acres for 1 megawatt garden. And usually we do 5 megawatt gardens, so that'd be about 25 acres is what it is.
And I think where you're probably going with that, they wouldn't be building this in the Eden Valley area. They've already got their.
Yes, we do.
They've already got their spots located and where they're already got agreements to build, so it's not like they're gonna be.
Painesville's got one,
backyard.
St. John's has got one going up, and there's Benton County's got a couple, and there's discussions going on, but they're in Candy Ojai, they're all sprinkled through it. I think you saw the map, my maps I brought with, but those, they'll be redone, refined. But it shows where all the gardens are planned to be. And we're doing things in parallel to find subscribers to fill up those gardens, so that the next wave then, going into 2017, we're gonna be able to do residential, or more companies, or take on more electricity if we can't fill your load. And each garden will produce so many megawatts, like the one will produce 1 megawatt ideally in most likely the summer months, because January, February, they don't produce as much. But it all averages out at the end of the year for you.
So you're saying this garden is somewhere,
Yep.
and we're subscribing to it.
Not necessarily that particular garden,
Or
to our gardens.
we're subscribing to
To
a
Geronimo's
garden
Gardens, right.
somewhere.
As referenced by the many that are there,
Right.
the 10, 12,
And there's no cost to that?
there's no cost.
Because the government is funding
And Excel is reducing their price. So again, we make money, and Berkshire Hathaway makes money, and you get, I guess, you make money, but you get a refund is what it is. So in essence, Excel is charging less on that, but then there are forms of rebates. I don't know exactly how that works, from the PUC and the federal and state government back to Excel to make them whole. But they're saying we want to participate in this program, and that's why you haven't seen, in order for this program to work, it's got to be an Excel Energy customer. Because I'll try to go, I made the mistake once to go over to Buffalo, and they're not, they're a co-op, they're not part of the program, they felt bad about it. I think much Meeker, same thing. And some are right. I have a map that showed all the little dots of where Excel is. So Excel is the best. In fact, we don't go much north of really Avon, Albany, up in
So
that
that's
area.
when Meeker County was blank. You guys talked to Watkins,
We did talk to Watkins, yeah.
okay, because all of Meeker County was blank. The only one I'm aware of that you guys have actually got up and running is the one at St. John's, no?
Right, that's the first one. That's the first garden that is. But as we get subscribers, Watkins is close, South Haven last night, Kimball, we talked about that a little while ago. All the cities and the counties, Stearns next week, we're talking to them again. But as far as Meeker, if I look at those maps, Meeker is not an Excel Energy county per se. There are a few cities, but not outside the 55, because really, I call on everybody from the Twin Cities, where I live, 55, 94, and 10. And even Sherburne County is not a electric.
Not sure, though. So the only people that we can sell energy to is Excel.
As far as programming, well, since you're an Excel Energy user, it's part of your bill, so you wouldn't be selling anything.
Yeah, maybe you should explain.
Yeah,
that.
let's do that, let's do that.
Okay,
yeah.
we're producing power here.
Well, it wouldn't be here.
Where the city's not producing power.
So for
This
example,
location,
No,
yes, they're putting up a solar garden, this is where the
no,
sun.
they're not putting a solar garden here in town.
I heard that.
Yeah.
okay,
Did you read the contract? I've been reading the contract for the last 72 hours.
there'd be no gardens, to my knowledge, built within 30, 40 miles of here.
I'm not about 5 hours asleep.
No, and I appreciate the question, I make sure that I fully
Because it
understand.
said something like 20 to 70 acres that you guys wanted per garden.
And that's in general, when we find a spot for a garden.
Need, yes.
Yeah, so as we look at, if a city or county has space and land available that they want to participate in this program to lease it, that means you'd be double dipping in essence. It means you'd be a subscriber and you save off your energy bill, as we talked about, and then you would also be on the land that you lease to us. And then you'd be getting payments aside from that for us to use that land to build these gardens. So I apologize if that contract didn't
No,
verbalize
the
that.
brochure is really nice. The contract is really ugly.
Okay, I think we probably want
Look
to,
at that.
It's because of Lloyd
30
wrote the
pages.
contract.
it's
And this is like, IBM is selling to Hewlett Packard here. My first question is, why is this so ponderous and complicated?
because you've got the government involved. But let me tell you, to make it simpler, is that this week, we've been talking with the League of Minnesota Cities. And we have got more or less their blessing to go forward with the program for the cities. They like it, and they are trying to tweak the contract to make it more, so that at the time that you guys get it, and you got a generic version, okay? So when...
I've got residential energy credits here, and this is Form 5695.
Yes?
Gives you 30% off if you put up a solar array. Why can't we just put up our own solar array in?
You can. You certainly can. You have to build it and maintain it and everything else, you could.
We can maintain it, and we sell it back to Excel at retail.
I don't know how that program works, but that's not part of this program.
No, it sure isn't. That's a good reason, right?
And that's why many people don't want to take that responsibility, or entities want to.
That's all because they don't know anything about it. But here, I've got this contract It says, well, first of all, never mind the fourth branch of government, and they go and change the regulations, we're gonna eat it.
Sure.
Price and payment. This is on page 2, paragraph 4, subparagraph A. For the right to receive subscribers' monthly credits generated by the facility each month, subscriber being
You.
us,
Yep.
right, shall pay to owner, you, an amount equal to the product of the 1, corresponding subscriber's monthly credits, 2, the bill credit rate then applicable to the LDC, which is the local distribution corporation.
That would be, well, it's
Excel.
Geronimo, Excel, yep.
Well, you're
And Berkshire.
Geronimo is owner.
Well, and
Well, we got-
and Berkshire Hathaway.
So
You're
we
gonna
got,
see some
I got
changes.
4 things in there. Oh, that makes it even better. Solar Rewards Community Prize minus 1 cent, the monthly allocation. What is that?
1 cent.
Yeah, what
1
is
cent,
that?
1 cent per kilowatt hour.
That's your electric bill minus
Yeah,
1 cent per
1 cent, that's
kilowatt
how
hour.
it is.
Okay, until they change the rates.
No, but ours does not change. You get 1 cent regardless of if Excel charges you 10% more or 10% less. You get exactly 1 cent every month, period.
Kurt, I'm just getting started.
Okay?
Let's go to page 4, paragraph C, subparagraph 2. This is the part that really bothers me, okay? Subscriber shall not install or procure any other distributed generation resource serving subscribers' premises to which energy is delivered to LDC, the local distribution corporation, i.e., right, Excel, under account number blank, which resource is, when combined with the allocation, may generate energy, including energy upon which the credits are based, exceeding 120% of subscribers' average annual energy consumption over the 24 months prior to such installation. What does this exclude?
If you're putting your own garden on your roof,
Right.
okay, because then it'd be in competition with this program. And
And the
that's,
30%, which you get too.
we would not be participating in the 30%, no.
Why wouldn't you? You'd be making, it's a third off that the government's paying you.
It goes back to third.
It goes to Excel.
This is residential, this is.
Yeah, that's residential. We are doing residential.
You put something on your roof, right? Where we're, like, as a city,
They
we
don't
could.
care. They will do it. Either way, talk to your accountant. Okay? Anyway, I'm sorry, I interrupted. What does this exclude?
It would exclude you putting up your own solar gardens when we have an agreement for us to take the energy and put it back to the Excel grid. Then you'd be in direct, I guess, competition. And I can also have the people from Berkshire Hathaway talk to us and address that question. I would encourage perhaps a dialogue with you and I about this.
I'd like to have our own legal take a look at this, and we don't have anybody, by the way, with this kind of expertise.
And we're hopefully taking the guesswork out of it, as I mentioned, with the League of Minnesota Cities attorneys that are doing that. So by the time that, if you had, if you didn't want us to send you that new tweaked agreement, and I don't know if we can take care of that or not, then I would copy in our people from Berkshire Hathaway, so that if someone had a question about that, like you're saying, I wish they were here, I'm not a contract expert, we could then.
You're a salesman, I know. You're good.
Well, but I try to pay attention to the details too, I really do. But I would want to make sure that I would be on that call or visit and make sure that we answer that question for you.
Owner damages. This is on page 6. Paragraph 10, subparagraph B. Owner damages in the event of subscriber's breach, repudiation, or termination of this agreement in violation of the provisions thereof, owner shall be entitled to recover from subscriber, that's you, are entitled to recover from us, subject to owner's duty to mitigate damages due to its duty, including its duty to try to find a replacement subscriber, the unpaid monthly allocation payments due at the time of termination. Oh my God, how much is that?
Well, if you're talking $3,000 a year,
Okay, no.
Divide it by 12 and then-
Yeah,
so that's what you're responsible for.
No, okay, hold on, I haven't finished
Who's
this thing.
that?
Okay. Owner's damages resulting from subscriber's breach, including estimated monthly allocation payments of remaining term less compensation received from the local distribution corporate. I wish I just put down Excel, but I didn't do that. If any attributable to the subscriber's allocation, any post-termination monthly allocation payments may qualify as damages under this section will be calculated based upon the schedule of expected deliveries of credits Exhibit B and the bill credit rate at the time of subscriber's breach of this agreement. So what exactly is the financial risk here? Because that could be seriously
Well, if
big
you,
bucks.
if the contract says 25 years and you call us up on year 2 and said, we're quitting, stop it. We would work with you because we want to find another subscriber to fill the spots of those gardens. And I'm confident we would be able to do that. But if you want to just say bye-bye, goodbye, then you are responsible for, because there has been commitments as we built those gardens, for you to make the payments back to us as to what they would have been, or to Excel anyways.
Right, there was a deal in here though too, where you said that you'll maintain
Maintain the gardens, yes we do.
You maintain the gardens, but you will not, if we've got a gripe with Excel, yes. You know, have you actually read this thing cover to cover?
I know that there's been different versions of it. I've done as much as I could, yeah.
Jeff, I think
It's
this isn't
extremely,
gonna get, I don't think this is gonna get, yes.
yeah,
This
the
was
man's
meant- this
here
was
and
meant
we're
to-
talking about this thing, it's in public, it's on camera, hi everybody, sorry to take up so much time. Okay, but this thing here, this is a big deal. 13, okay, page 8, 13 miscellaneous LDC disputes, that's the local distribution company, owner shall be solely responsible for resolving any dispute with the local distribution corporation regarding the production of energy by the facility. I get that.
Okay.
Subscriber, that's us, shall be solely responsible for resolving any dispute with the local distribution corporation regarding the calculation of the bill credit rate.
Which means that the bill you get today from Excel, you are more than responsible for. If the numbers come in, someone says you use so many kilowatts, thousands of kilowatts, that's between Excel and the city. We don't get involved with that, because you do see a bill still from Excel, and whatever happens between them, we don't know. That's the meters, that comes off, because we don't get involved with that.
They get platoons of legal, and they get gobs of experience of this stuff. We haven't got squat. Why are you here talking to us about this?
I want to save you some money.
No,
Jeff,
you're gonna make this.
no, Jeff, this was supposed, this is informational. We're not making a decision on
Right,
this tonight.
you're not.
So we need to that.
No, no, it's not. It's not. This was to invite a potential way that we could save money as a city. Yes, you pointed out some things in the contract here, but this is stuff that,
We don't know
this is
anything
stuff
about.
this is stuff that we go to our legal counsel on.
We don't have anybody that got that kind of
Our
expertise.
legal counsel has inroads to figure out this. Plus, we
Legal
also have,
Union is
we
gonna
have the-
charge you to pull in legal to
we
help
have the
you do that.
League of Minnesota Cities at our call too to
They're
help.
looking at this
$20,000
as
an
we
hour?
speak right now. Yeah.
We pay a fee to be a part of the League of Minnesota Cities. We have their full resources for any questions,
Right.
especially when it comes to stuff like this.
And there are some tweaks that they want made. I don't know exactly, but I talked to my boss today, and I said, I'm going to see 2 cities. He said, we're going to have a new version approved by the League of Minnesota Cities here within 48 hours. And so the document you're looking at now could very well address some of the issues that you've got there.
Why is it 30 pages?
Well, I'm sure our company doesn't necessarily want to have that either, but when you're talking state, PUC, and Excel and us, there's 4 different companies that are involved. I think they want to make sure that everybody's covered. Because there's a lot of dollars invested in these gardens.
You know, I won't argue that I think solar's the way to go,
Okay?
okay? I think that that's great.
Yep.
And I agree that coal is on its way out, okay?
Yes,
There's no
okay,
question
right.
about that too, okay? I got no problem with that. I got no problem with green technology and stuff like that. I would much rather we get our own and we get 100% of what there is.
Yeah,
Rather than buying into something else where they're gonna put up some huge thing and hook you to it.
Hang on. I am not gonna put the city, raise everybody's taxes in the city to spend millions of dollars to put our own solar garden in.
And
maintain it.
And maintain it. We'd have to hire, no, that's
People do this on
residential,
their own.
Jeff.
That's
residential,
our
Jeff.
taxpayers.
Jeff, that's residential.
Right,
We are a city, we are not
Yes.
residential.
I understand that,
We
but
do
it's
not
right
qualify
here.
for this as a city.
The rules
We
and rebates on that would be different.
cannot put a solar panel on the roof of this building here and get a 30% tax credit as a city because we are a government. We are not a resident. We're not living in this building.
Well, it's a very good question then, why we put in a $15,000 soup kitchen and didn't put $15,000 in solar power, save the goddamn money.
Jeff.
Why wouldn't we do that? If this is such a big deal, why is it, if you're concerned about saving money for the city on an electric bill, why is it we're pumping all this money into the goddamn event center?
And there's where, okay.
Yep, you heard it, folks. Sorry. I blew my cork.
But I guess in summation, if you wanted to bypass this program, and you wanted to put your own solar gardens on your roof or someplace else, you would have to fully fund it, maintain it,
That's right.
find the space, get the approvals from everything
That's
else,
right.
which is quite costly.
No.
And you're paid, no,
Oh, it is,
yeah,
Jeff.
it is. That's why Berkshire Hathaway is our financing partner, they're huge. That's huge, we're talking millions of dollars, millions. Because our company's huge, and we can't afford to do it.
They
on our
did
own.
that by limiting their liabilities. They
Pardon?
put their liabilities on the people like us. That's how big guys
Well, I
like
think that's
that
covered by the
make it.
agreements, but,
Again, this was
Yeah.
strictly just informational.
yes, I appreciate the opportunity.
I invited him to come in here and talk to us about this. Because I'm looking at ways of moving this community forward and saving money so that when we come to next fall, when we are having our budget discussions, we don't have to raise taxes on our citizens to cover expanding costs.
Says here, Mona, as requested, here's a generic community solar garden subscription. And here we've got Mona, oh, and Mayor Bankston.
Yes.
Why not Mayor Bankston and Mona?
I think I forgot to include on one of the emails. I sent it to Mona, and when we left here that one day, it was to, we both met, and I didn't have to answer again, so we just met casually. And I sent it as a follow-up to say, I apologize for, because we were gonna do that together, and I think it was separate emails, but the same information. That was my mishap, yeah.
Can I ask one question, Mr. Mayor? Okay.
For it.
Kurt?
Yes.
Kurt, is there federal grant money that's is drawn, are they under a federal grant for this to take place in these solar
There are federal
gardens?
monies, exactly how much it is, I really don't know, or under what. I know that one of the information things on this shows the different, I'm gonna show you, the states that are approved, that have approved this. Let me see if I got this in here in my packet. Show it to you. Let me get some of this one here. In this document, the red are states that have been approved. You can keep that if you like, I can do the whole packet. So Minnesota is kind of a trendsetter here,
Okay.
and
So my question is, if there's federal grant money that's being pumped into the solar stuff, which is good with the green,
yeah,
and we're in the process of an election coming up this year, obviously, is there a duration for the grant money?
yes, it is, I believe it just got extended via Obama, 20 till 2019.
Okay,
There were some
so-
things running out for states to take advantage of that, because they wanted more and more to go, which we did.
So my question is, once the grant money, if the grant money does, and if it does run out on the solar stuff.
For this program, right,
For this program, then where does the monies come from after that?
it would be, they'd be grandfathered in, and then the states take over then as well. The states come in, and the public utilities.
Okay.
Yeah, I can get back to you on.
I was just curious,
Yeah,
I knew
It's
there's.
not funny money, it's legit, yeah. And that's why other states are scrambling right now to
Then my other
become a part
question,
of
you
it.
might not know the answer, what is the cost for a 25 acre, solar garden? What is the approximate cost?
Yeah, I can't really say because it depends on the terrain and the linking to Excel. I have heard that it's $1 million a mile to have it linked to an Excel lift station. So that's why Excel has a say in that to say, that's too far out the boonies, so to speak. But they are very substantial, so for a 5 megawatt garden, which is 25 acres,
yes.
to build that, I don't know if you can imagine, it's quite a bit. That's why Berkshire Hathaway's involved. I can come back to you though, and get that information.
Well, and
On
Berkshire
the average.
Hathaway is the one that, they're the ones that are handling all the paperwork side of it, and Geronimo is actually the install side of it?
No, just the opposite.
The opposite.
Berkshire is, there's the builder and the owner
Okay.
of those. And they're building, they would get a local company, Kraus Anderson, wherever it might be,
And
to
you're
do
the
that.
administrator of it?
And we're the administrator, we work with Excel, they do the behind the scenes and try to find the subscribers and work with Excel on the land.
And I have one more question.
Sure.
So what's the cost per megawatt hour versus solar versus coal or versus nuclear? What is the cost difference in those programs versus, you know what I'm saying? What is it for operational cost to get that 1 megawatt of electricity versus solar versus
You know,
coal?
that's a good question. I don't know that answer. I know that the energy goes from a solar garden right into the grid, okay? But you want to take into account
I'm
the
curious
cost
what
to
the cost
build that
is.
garden and stuff like that.
Right.
Can I come back your way?
Yeah.
I'll go back to Mona on that.
I'd be curious to know.
Thanks. That's a good question. What else can I help answer today? And certainly I encourage you to send me an email, call me, and I would get back to you on any one of those questions on the contract. And if you'd like me to send you the newest version, when it's available from the League of Minnesota Cities, I would do that as well, to take a look at, so you get the most recent version after it's been tweaked by them and looked at by their attorneys.
Yeah,
They're trying to simplify the cities, because they know that you don't have a lot of attorneys to work with.
yeah, this was, if I remember right, something that you were working with the, what,
Met Council.
Met Council.
Met Council, now we
Yeah.
morphed it even better than that.
okay.
That was just something to have in hand, just take a look at it, and appreciate you taking a close look at it, because there are some things that need to be addressed better in the contract and by responding back a response before you move forward.
You know, if we were bigger, this may not be a bad idea, but the thing is, it might save us thousands, it might cost us millions.
That's right. I don't know how it can cost you, I guess that's the thing.
I got you. That's why we need to get our own experts,
Okay.
and that's gonna, of course, cost a huge amount of money.
Okay, I got-
These people are not cheap.
As I've been told, there is no cost to you, period. None. No
So
investment.
are you telling me, okay, just for informational purposes, that you would take a 30-page contract, okay? And you'd have a good, well-polished sales presentation, and you'd sign this thing just because somebody told you.
No, I would not.
No obligation.
No, I would have legal people and different entities look at it before I do, that know more about the legalese of that, yeah.
I'll bet you that'll cost a whole lot more than 10 years' worth of power.
Okay. I won't say either way, yeah.
But that's just
I
your,
know, your job is to sell this thing, okay? I got you, all right?
But maybe pay the other side of the fence, if you want to build your own, you don't think there'd be any legalese that need to be done for that?
Not so much, no. There's a lot of cost, though, as far as we're putting the thing up. We've got to get the same.
And the land segments, permits and things like that, but I gotta believe the same stuff that we do that's in there to cover you, us and you, you have to do the same for the city, I would think. But again, I'm just guessing.
You're guessing.
go find them.
Yeah, I can find those. I encourage you to send me notes on this. I appreciate all those comments, they're excellent, excellent comments.
Please include the rest of the council.
Okay, I don't have all the emails, but if I send it
I'm
to
certain
Mona,
the city clerk could handle that for you.
okay? Very good.
All right, well,
Thank
thanks.
you very much, thank you all.
Yeah,
Thank you for stopping in,
very
Kurt.
much.
Okay.
Appreciate it.